word for word, teaches step for step and word for word how to build yourself and your business and to build this business into your life, because we were all living life before MWR came along, yes?
Yes.
And
Yes.
in this process, one of the
Yes.
things that I love is someone who puts a system in place that anyone can do. That way it can be duplicated. Like if this required you to have superpowers in order to be able to perform, you can only recruit superheroes. But every man, woman, and child can execute in this business using a simple set of systems over and over repeatedly. That's how you build something that duplicates. So I'm going to step back and introduce someone that I want everybody to have in mind the same thought that he had in mind when he got started, is I'm going to win. And the best coach to coach somebody to a win, I think we spent 5 years in the park as the champions. Whatever division, whatever category of kids we were coaching, they were going to be the champions that year, but took that same mindset out into the classroom, into the business world, and became a champion right here in MWR. Ladies and gentlemen, you just got through talking to him. Now you're about to learn from him. Help me welcome Dr. Sean T. Hill. You ready, sir?
Right, let's go. Dr.
Sean
Hill,
T.
let's go.
Hey, what's up, family? How's everybody doing?
Fantastic.
Great, better than
Excellent,
amazing.
excellent. Well, before I let that young man get away, he did such an immaculate job of sharing what we have our hands on that I just want to make sure, I hope you guys understand that the things that we're saying about each other, it's simply because it's true. This is how we feel about one another. We enjoy building this business together. We greatly appreciate not only what we do for each other in business, but the heart that this young man has for the people that come through our network and the people that just come through the entire MWR system has been amazing. He's that person that doesn't turn anybody down. Every time somebody asks for help, 10 times out of 10, they have received it. So guys, before he gets away, do me a favor. He's coming back too, because if he thinks he's gonna work me, he's sadly mistaken. My sponsor, Mr. Richard Harden.
Hey.
Guys, the number one reason why people miss this business is time. This business is extremely simple. And here's the thing, it's not because people don't have the time. Put this in your notes. There's no such thing as time management. Like even while I was saying that, regardless of what I wanted to do with it, didn't that 5 seconds just pass anyway?
Yep.
So we can't manage time. All we can manage is how we prioritize what we do in the time that we have. Is this making sense?
Yes.
Yes.
And so what Mr. Harden has asked me to do is quickly share with you guys how to structure your work week. And I can't take a lot of time doing it, because if I take a lot of time doing it, you're going to believe that it takes a lot of time to do it. Right. So it is my task right now to get this done as quickly as possible so that you guys can get to doing what it is that we do. So if you're ready, I would like to go to work. If you're ready, say I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Ready. I do a training called the 10 Commitments of a Successful Networker. But for the purpose of this training, I'll see you one day down the line. We'll get into this. But I want to jump straight to commitment number 5. And commitment number 5 is your business schedule. You have to commit to a business schedule. Somebody asked me why.
Why?
I mean, raise your hand if you have a job. How many of you guys understand that your job is somebody else's business?
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Now, put your hand back up again if they committed you to a schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So if your job, who is somebody's business, committed you to a schedule, if you're your own boss, why wouldn't you commit you to a schedule?
Mm-hmm.
And see, when we do not commit to a schedule, now we have a hobby. And if you treat this like a hobby, it's going to pay you hobby money. And how much do hobbies pay?
$0.
$0 and zero cents. And so if you guys are ready to professionalize your business, these are the 7 weekly hours that you need to commit to. Now, some of you are going to be insane enough to do this in a day, because when I share what we're doing, I want you to understand a couple of things. Number one, it doesn't take a full hour to do most of these things. It doesn't take a full hour to do most of these things. Number two, you set your own schedule. Number two, you set your own schedule. It doesn't take an hour to do these things. I'll leave it up so you can screenshot. Doesn't take an hour to do these things. Number 2, you set your own schedule. Number 3, nobody's going to make you do these things. See, the beautiful thing about this business is nobody can fire you. How many of you guys like that?
Love that.
But here's the other thing about the business. If you don't do the stuff we sharing with you, none of these guys are going to pay you either. So that just lets you hang out for as long as you want, not getting paid. Our focus is to help you lock in on getting paid. Is this making sense?
Yes.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to mute everybody.
Yes.
And if you don't have background noise, unmute yourself. And that way, the person that didn't know they had background noise won't do it because they didn't know. And so, hour 1, everybody say hour 1.
Hour one.
Is the planning and accountability hour. Now, for those of you that thought you saw this training before, some things have been adjusted because here's what I recognize. If we plan, first of all, failure to plan is planning to fail.
Right.
If we fail to plan, we're planning to fail. If I had a choice between doing or planning, I'm going to do long before I plan. I mean, I'm going to plan long before I do.
Right.
Otherwise, we're ready, fire, aim. Is this making sense?
Yes.
Yes.
It's supposed to be ready, aim, fire. Most people are ready, fire, aim. And so here's the other part that we recognize. If you don't have a sound accountability partner, somebody that you can share your plan with, that's going to hold you to your plan, you well not have made it. Because how many of you guys at some time or another have let yourself down and made it okay?
Yep.
Let me tell you the biggest mistake we make in this business. A lot of us are going to be our own best boss when it comes to the work, but be our own worst boss when it comes to the pay.
That part.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by that, Sandra, is some of us are going to be okay with not doing the work. We're going to make it okay for us not to do these simple things that we're about to share. But then when everybody else is getting paid, we're going to beat ourselves up for not getting a check too. Now, you need to be your own worst boss when it comes to the work. You need to commit yourself to the work. And then be your own best boss when it comes to the celebration of pays. This making sense to you guys?
Yes,
Yes.
And so choose an accountability partner. I would choose 2. I usually choose one in the business and one outside the business. Because see, the one in the business, if they're not doing anything as well, they might go along with you doing nothing. But the one outside the business said, and that thing you tried to get me in, I thought you said all I had to do was invite people to come see it. Why you ain't inviting people to come see it? How many people, didn't you tell me you were gonna invite 10 people to come see it? How many people did you invite? 1? Well, what, see, people that's not in the business, they're a little rude about it. They don't understand that simple thing that you said was so simple, we made it hard. So, but here's the key to both accountability partners. They both have your best interests at heart. They want what's best for you. Choose wisely. Is this making sense?
Yes.
And here's the only game plan I want you guys to do together. You're going to do 1 training hour. Give it up for yourselves because we're in the midst of our training hour. Give it up for yourselves.
Right. Yes, we
Some
have
of
training.
y'all have a better relationship with yourself. You don't like yourself no better than that. Let's try that again. Give it up for yourself. You are getting.
Give it up for me.
Yeah, buddy.
Go, man.
Let's go.
You guys,
Yes.
are
Go, girl.
how many people just
Ow.
join and expect the money to come, but they never train? People, and then they quit and they say that didn't work. No, it works. And you work, but the people that apply what we're sharing and training, a lot of us don't work. Is this making sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Training is the key. Without training, none of this works. I promise you. And if you're asking, well, how many of these trainings I need to come to, you need to come as many times as it takes so you never ask that again.
Wow.
And until you can step up and do it, you need to attend it. But you need to intend it for the purpose of being able to step up and do it. Because we can't train all 20,000 of us.
Right.
We're going to need some help. Is this making sense?
Yes.
But when the
Sure.
help is as simple as what you're about to hear, it's outstanding. Now, the next 3 hours, so everybody say 3, 4, 5.
3, 4, 5.
4, 5.
I said that's slow.
3, 4, 5.
Let's try that again. 3, 4, 5.
3, 4, 5.
Those are your power hours. Now, guys, in your power hour, here's what a power hour is. You just make a list of the 20 people you want to talk to most. Now, here's what I do with that list. I text 20 of them. I usually do it around 10 a.m. when I'm on my break. So imagine I'm still working with you, because I still do the same things now that I did then. Because guess what? Everybody I'm texting going on break at about 10 o'clock so they can talk about how they don't like their job. I like to text them on the break. Great morning. How are you? How many of you guys ever asked somebody how they doing? So we are not breaking any habits, yes?
No.
Excellent. Now, some people are going to text me back how they are. We're going to start a conversation. The ones that don't text me back, I'm going to inbox them at 1 p.m. Somebody asked me why.
Why?
Because I
Why?
don't want to disturb them during lunch. But how many of you guys know a lot of people don't go right back to work after lunch?
They don't.
So since they're going to be on social media anyway, there I am. I shot you a text, but if you are like most people, I probably get you better here. LOL. How have you been? I'm just telling y'all what I said now. Now, mind you, I'm copying and pasting. You know how fast you can copy and paste 20 people?
Right.
If it takes you 20 minutes, you're older than me. Because all you got to do is change the name and put a new name in. If it takes 20 minutes, that's how you say you're older than me without saying that you're older than me. And that's okay. You take your 30 minutes. You might need to break it into 2 15-minute breaks. It's okay, but text it out. Now, afterwards, whoever didn't text me back, because the first thing I'm doing is I'm replying to the text, because we talking about how we doing, right? Whoever didn't text me back, I'm inboxing them. Hey, I shot you a text earlier, but if you're like most people, the best place to catch you is on Facebook, LOL. How you been? Is this making sense?
Yep.
Yes, it is.
Then whoever I didn't text with or inbox with, I call them at 5 o'clock. Somebody asked me why.
Why?
Why?
Funny you should ask. It's because they are in traffic. I got to catch them before they get home. Somebody asked me why.
Why?
How many of you guys, as soon as you step in the door, you become honey, baby, sweetie, mommy, daddy, daughter, son? I got to catch you before you get back in your madness. Is this making sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sir.
Now, here's the thing. I'm doing this 3 times a week. Somebody asked me why.
Why?
Why?
Because there is no way I can reach out to 60 by texting, inboxing, and calling and not get in touch with 30 to 40. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
guess what happens next? Somebody say, what?
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 There's no way I can get in contact with 30 to 40 people and not actually introduce at least 20 to 30 of them to what we're doing. Because after they tell me how they doing, I'm gonna say, man, most of them are gonna ask me how I'm doing, right? And
Yes.
I'm gonna say something crazy like, I am outstandingly blessed. You know, I just added an extra stream of income. How many of you guys got nosy friends?
I do.
Yes.
How many of you guys
Yes.
got even nosier family?
Mhm.
Yes.
What I am doing is I am piquing their interest. I'm giving them just enough so they can ask for more. Is this making sense?
Mhm.
And then I'm gonna ask them a simple question, and this is the question. If you could improve your cash flow, would that interest you? Now, here's the thing, guys. I'm gonna tell you what separates the boys from the men and the girls from the women. The boys and the girls are looking for somebody not to say no. I'm looking for yes. And everything else that they're saying is not yes. And once you say not yes, I'm changing the subject. Watch this. Richard, I'm gonna ask you the question.
Okay.
Say, hey man, Rick, if there's a way you can improve your cash flow, would that interest you?
Yes. No.
Nah, that's what's up. How's your mom? Mom good?
Say no to.
They can say no. Care what he said. If it was not yes, how's your mom? How the kids? How's your job? Did you see the Knicks? Knicks won again. I'm just saying, we will never talk about cash flow. I'm not inviting you to anything because all they're going to talk about is cash flow, and you're not interested in improving your cash flow.
Right.
If I do that with 30 people, about 10 to 15 going to show up to hear Richard Harden speak. How many of you guys understand? I just got my 3 business partners and my 1 customer, and now they're sending me $5 a day. I told you, Tierra. I told you I was going to tell you that work. 3 business partners, 1 customer, $5 a day. Now they pay me $150 a month. My investment every month is only $149.75. How many? Oh, 97 cents. So how many guys could? Everybody repeat after me. Self-funded.
Self-funded.
Now my business covers my membership. I'm pretty excited about that. Then they said those 3 get their 3. Oh, you guys got to come back. You got to hang out for a while. I'm gonna be training that whole thing in a little bit. We're gonna talk comp plan in a minute. But we're inviting all of these people to the next hour. Everybody say 6.
6.
Cash flow hour. See, you need to have a private Zoom with just your friends, your family, where you're sharing your testimony. Your testimony can be as simple as, guys, it was very easy to upload my stuff.
Really?
It was very easy to type. As soon as I typed in my debt, they gave me a debt-free date. I ain't never had a debt-free date. And you got to say it like that. You need all the broken English you can figure out into your testimony. I ain't never got a debt-free date because they feel like it's passionate. Well, I haven't ever received a debt-free date. Doesn't necessarily get you the same as I ain't never got a debt-free date. Just trying to help. You know how you talk to your friends. And so here's the thing. The 7th hour, everybody say 7.
7.
Okay, everybody up north say 7.
7.
Right, because they was like 7. Okay, so number 7, the 7th hour is our follow-up hour. Repeat after me. My fortune is in my follow-up.
Is in my
follow-up.
You guys, people need to be called a few times before they take a look at this. People are going to need to see it a few times. Some of us saw it right away. We got on the Zoom right away. Everything aligned right away. Guys, I got called about this in December of 2019. I joined the business in June of 2020. Now, I joined the business after a 2-minute conversation in June of 2020, but I wasn't trying to hear nothing in December of 2019. Is this making sense?
Yep.
Write this on your paper. We'll discuss it at a later date. Change windows. Write that on your paper. Every 3 to 6 months, people go through change windows. No doesn't mean no forever. It just means not now. Is this making sense? We don't even care why they said not yes. We're just looking for yes, because the yeses get in and you make big money. But guys, was that 7-hour work week worth your time?
Amazing.
Yes.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I got to go backstage and get prepared for the next level of training with the rest of the company. But can you guys do me a favor? Get real loud. Help me bring back the person that's going to teach you how to track what we just talked about, how to make it systemic. He's going to take 15 minutes.
Got to be 15.
15 minutes to share with you guys how to track your business, how to track your work, and how to track everything we just talked about. You think that might be worth some money?
Yes.
Yes.
So honestly, it makes a lot of sense to bring him on because he's done nothing but help us make dollars since we've seen this business. Guys, help me bring back to the line one more time, Mr. Richard Harden.
Whoop, whoop. Richard. Richard in the building.
All right.
Awesome. Hey, great job, Dr. Hill. And we look forward to being trained along with the rest of the company by you in just under 15 minutes. And hint, clue. If the president CEO asks you to train on the compensation plan, I think it indicates a level of mastery, don't you? So as we get into this is what I want us to understand. We've got the same roadmap. We've got the same blueprint for building this business. And I want to make sure that new people that are listening for the first time have the same document that we have with the goal of getting you to the destination. Stephen Covey wrote the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Everybody familiar with that book?
Yes.
Anybody remember what habit number 1 is? Never mind, I'll cheat for you. You don't have to Google it. It's begin with the end in mind. Begin with the end in mind. Now, I want you to start this business with the end in mind, meaning my end for you isn't even your success at the top of this comp plan. My end for you, if you could see you on the other side of money, where you created wealth and it's generational, and you're living in your purpose, not waking up to make a living, but living your legacy as you go. I want you to internalize what that actually looks like. I know what. Just for a moment, imagine that your paycheck, your current paycheck, came to you without you going to work for it. How much better is your life at that point? Because now you have that amount of money and you got your time back. What would you do with that extra time? Meaning you're by the way, that's tier 1 wealth. That means you're wealthy at a very basic level. You don't have to work. You have a source of income other than you. What would you do with your time? Okay, now I want you to magnify it. Double your current income, but without you going to your current job to do it. Because at some point you get this thing going and growing the right way, your increases in income have more to do with how many people you help and bless than how much work you personally do. So as you start this journey, you might start by yourself as you're the first person in your organization. But as this thing grows and goes, we're going to impact millions of people. And there are 360 million people in the US that have the problems that we solve. And put this in your notes. An entrepreneur is somebody that solves problems for a profit. An entrepreneur is someone who solves problems for a profit. And the universal law of compensation is not my law. It's not MWR's law. It's the law of compensation says that the amount of your compensation is dictated by the size of the problem you solve and the number of people you solve it for, the number of people you serve. That good? That way we don't have to worry about being greedy. The more that we serve, the better we do in this business. And as we get started, did everybody get a chance to print out the roadmap? I just dropped it in the chat so that any of the new people have access to our blueprint for beginning with the end in mind. Now, by the way, this is our starter pack. I see you, Bernard. Does everybody have that document that Bernard Ponder has in hand? Let me show. This is what I like to see. Paper. I know that we are living in a technology world and you can have documents on your phone, but my mentor taught me, I see you, Quan, let me get you on spotlight. To think is to put it in ink. And here's what happens in our very busy, chaotic world is that oftentimes people will have everything they intend to do in their head. Our head is an excellent processing facility. It is a terrible storage space. Anybody got to the age where they went downstairs and forgot what they went downstairs to get?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here's what we do. They say that a short piece of ink goes a lot further. A short piece of lead goes a lot further than a long memory. When you print out your roadmap, I just want to make sure that people understand our system design. Our goal with this document, if you use it, if you choose to use it correctly, our goal is to get you to $2,000 a month by just following the steps. Does that make sense? I'm gonna run through this training real quick because I know that we don't have a lot of time. I will not do that training tonight. By the way, next week, I'll be talking about structures and leverage if that's okay. But think about this. Here's the first fundamental map that you got to understand is that success and failure are not on opposite sides of anybody's scales. Failure goes right through success. Oh, my trainer said something the other day. How do I edit the language so that I don't offend anybody I just met? He said, go to failure, Rich, go to failure. Failure is fertilizer.
Failure is fertilizer.
Fertilizer. Failure is you got put in to grow to your maximum potential. So there will, along the way, let me arm you up front. Some people are going to say no. Some people aren't going to listen. Some people aren't going to watch the video, but some will. Someone is willing. Someone's waiting for what you have in store. And you got to go through all the no's to get to the yeses, but also put this in your notes. All no's are created equally. All yeses are not. So go through what you have to go through so that you have a story to tell about your success. But the formula at the top, if you think about the things that we're adding to life, exposure with edification, education, and experts. Exposure with edification builds your paycheck. Put that in your notes. If you want to master any skill to create cash flow, master exposures with edification. If you notice in the 7-hour work week that Dr. Hill laid out, 4 of those hours are dedicated to exposures and edification. Does that make sense? Now, for those of you that are new, what's an exposure? An exposure is somebody getting a chance to see our entire cash flow system from someone or something other than you. Our entire cash flow system from someone or something other than you. It could be one of these private Zooms. We're getting back. Now that we outside, like, I can't believe how much money we made having to stay in the house and stay on Zoom. Just wait until we having profit parties on the porch again. Oh, I got my screened in porch. But Bernard's been to the screened in porch. I'm trying to tell you, it's a next level when you're able to network in public and not be afraid of a pandemic preventing you from making money. Does that make sense? But exposures, someone or something, private Zoom, in-home meeting, presentation, 7-minute video, all of those are exposures, and most people need at least 2 exposures to hear what you said. I'm gonna say it again. I don't care how many times I slow it down. Most people need to see it once, maybe twice, to actually hear and internalize what we share. Does that make sense? Now, the next 2, education, ongoing education, training, and then making sure that you use the experts that you hired. Your $149 membership hires an amazing faculty for you when it comes to finance. But they don't work unless you work them. Does that make sense? So make sure when you get started, you'll get access to a website that gives you each of the tools for creating and increasing our income. Meaning, let me go over here. Hang on. Oh, did I close my window? Oh my goodness, Richard. All right, here, we'll use this one. This is real software, not a simulation. Now, you get a website just like mine, where when you log in, it gives you access to understand and map your business and your membership. Each of you that signs up as a business owner, you get the advantage of having a business site that tracks where you are, the size of your team, where you are in terms of your finance, even tracks from week to week your performance and how you can qualify for bonuses. But as a member, this is where you access the experts to increase your cash flow. Everybody say increase cash flow.
Increase
Increase
cash flow.
For the sake of simplicity, I'm not going to train on how to do this. I'm just going to show you the simplicity of what it looks like. They say it reduce my taxes. Well, for most people, and who is this at the bottom I see right here? For most people, if you reduce your taxes, it results in an instant pay raise. The instructions are here. You click get started, and it gives you the details. This used to be a very manual process. Now it's straightforward and simple. You start here and count to 4. Step 1, answer the question. Step 2, upload the document. Step 3, the agents, enrolled agents with the IRS, take 24 business hours to review and give you a revised W-4. Step 4, you send that, you take that in, and once that W-4 is ready, for most people, again, overpayment of taxes is something the IRS counts on. I want y'all to understand, wait, this is the perfect day, because tomorrow, taxes are due.
Next week. You're like, I still ain't did it. It's like, what?
No.
What were you
Taxes
doing?
are due every time you get paid. Tax returns are due tomorrow. Now, here's what I want you to see, though. A tax return means that there's something that needs to be given back to you. A tax refund means something's been taken and needs to be given back to you. It means the IRS, they took money every pay period of every year in 2022. I want you to hear me. They kept it for the first 4 months of 2023, and now you're eligible for a return of your overpayment of taxes, which they count on for what banks call the float. Yeah, I mean, like it's subtle ways you start seeing the money game at work once you understand that they're using your money when you're not. Like for Cash App, anybody ever get paid with Cash App? Do you know that they will make more than the 1% they charge you if they keep it those extra 2 days and give it all to you? They're playing the float. They understand the current value of money. They loan the money out again a couple of more times before they have to pay you your full amount, and you were just transferring cash between you and another person. Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. I got excited. But in the uploads, execute everything in the system for two reasons. Not just because you think you got it under control, but so you know what the experience is, because it's easier to give a quality referral if you've had a quality experience. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Lowering my bills, everything that they said to do, I did. You click the link to get started, you upload the bills, they go to work negotiating. They don't get paid unless they get you a discount, and they're aggressive about doing it. And then when it comes to debt elimination, again, it's a simple system of entry. You put in all the bills that exist in your life, and they go to work automating a snowball to get you out of debt in record time. And in transparency, I'll say with family, this is where I was. Well, actually, we were closer to $1 million 3 years ago. I just say it, 750. But they showed me how to get out of debt instead of 24 years, which was my creditor's plan, in 6 years and 5 months. That'll save 17 years, 18 months. It'll save a whole adult and $229,000 in interest payments. More than that, our company is adamant about these debt to wealth systems where once you're not overpaying the bank, right, and you're debt free, having the cash in the bank so that by January 2030, we would have still had $700,000 of debt in our creditors plan, but there'll be $50,000 cash in the bank. Then later that year, $100,000, $250,000, $1 million, and that's on the conservative side, by the way. That's if you're only expecting a 3% return on those dollars. Am I making sense? Like, I get excited, but I got to make sure, put your stuff in.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
The results and
Oh,
get your
yeah.
results on a monthly basis.
Mhm.
All right. So once you get started in process, those are the things, that's the team of experts that you're going to put to work for you. And then we divide up our roadmap into the things that we want to create in your life. For the sake of brevity, do yourself the biggest favor you can is choose your target up front. When you get started in this business, pick a amount of money that is meaningful to you that you couldn't just get by working extra hours at the job. As a matter of fact, I encourage people, put in the amount of money that comes from your job right now times 1.25. That's about the cost of your benefits, right? If it's less than that, I don't think it'll move you the same way it'll move you if it gets you free from something. Does that make sense? But whatever it is, make sure that you know why you want your freedom. Meaning it's got to be emotional, it's got to be bigger than you. You got to have it written down. And then there's 4 phases to this checklist. So as you check the boxes, the checks come in. And the first set of boxes, we actually designed in our roadmap to make sure that month 1, we create a check. Yeah, the
Come
top
on,
of our
Rich.
checklist is get you a check. Meaning you get your MWR card. There's an email that comes the day that you get started where you get a card from MWR. We're able to pay you electronically directly. And then to set up for your power hours, these are what Sean Hill talked about. Build a top 20 list of the top 20 people you want to share this with, and then schedule 2 grand openings. It's a private Zoom with you and an expert at a time that works for you. And then we'll also teach you a social media campaign where people on Facebook that are busy being nosy, wanting to get in your business, can actually get in your business. Makes sense? Then go to work increasing your cash flow so that by the time we get to your grand opening, you've already set the process in place. Even if you don't have your results yet, you're a product of the product, because they'll want to hear your expert's testimony and presentation. They're also going to want to hear that it happened from you. And last but not least, the fastest way to multiply your cash flow, fastest way, is to train yourself. The best investment you can ever make is in you. Make sure that you're registered for all of our in-person trainings and you put weekly training on your schedule. I actually get trained every day, Vanessa. Every day, I try to learn something about this business, this industry, or myself so that I can be better at doing it tomorrow. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Now, I
sir.
know that I'm close to my time. We're at 8:25 right now, but I want to walk you through what to expect in terms of how this pay breaks down and why we structured the roadmap this way. When you get started at your grand opening, you invite 20 people, say 10 people show up. My numbers are 3 and 10 consistently. If 10 people are in a room, 3 of them are getting in, at least 3, right? When your
Got it,
first
those 3 at
3
least.
people get started in business with you and your first customer, that qualifies you for our level 1 daily guaranteed pay. You fill in their names in these boxes and we celebrate together. But we don't stop there, do we? No. See, what I want you to do is get accustomed to the idea of income control. You want to identify 3 more people over your first 30 days to get you to 6 people total that you sponsor. That puts you one halfway based on your own efforts to $20 a day. Now, why do you say based on my own efforts? Because you can. And that way you don't ever have to feel like your income is dictated by someone else's behavior. And you help two of those people identify their 3, and now you're at $20 a day, 80% of the way to level 3, where we get a comma in your income. Does that make sense? I know I'm aggressive in that plan, but how many of you would rather have an aggressive, fast start to business than the toe dip and wander around wondering where the money went?
Yep.
Aggressive fast.
Give me aggressive.
Now, the second thing is during that process, there are going to be 2 or 3 other people that want to be customers, but these 3 customers secure your access to the membership for free. So I want you to understand the math that we did. In this math, you're now at $150 a month, $5 a day in business, but your membership costs you nothing. So you're profitable, 200% profit. We do it fast. You hit all of the bonuses with this plan. That's another $340 in bonuses, plus another $150 right here. You're at $590 in income. You'll see how that works when Dr. Hill explains compensation. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And here's the goal: hit the momentum bonus. I like if I sponsor you, I'm trying to get you promoted your first week in business so that you have a better story. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because it's the same one you have to do anyway, but this business, success loves speed. Now, with that top 20 list, there are a set of things that we're going to do, meaning there's not one thing that you can say, Vanessa, now you're a new face to me. Are you in the business yet, or are you visiting? I think she said she's not in the business yet. She's visiting.
I'm visiting.
Okay, good. So, Vanessa, this is what I used to want to know when I was on the other side of the Zoom is, what can I say to help people, to make people get in business with me? Turns out recruiting is not a conversation, it's a process. And in that process, there are 4 stages that people have to go through. It's the same thing that any major corporation have to do. You have to create awareness. You have to allow them to see something and have an experience, and then convert that customer. In our process, we call it peak, pass, present, and promote. And a simple analogy for it is just a game of baseball. Today, I won't teach it, but we're going to start talking about piquing interest. And where my Gilletta, you'll keep me honest when the public Zoom starts. I'm just going to stop talking and start sharing the screen with something else. Is that okay? Fastest way to pique somebody's interest. So Dr. Hill just shared it, but I want you to make sure that you got it in your notes. Hey, I just started a new income stream. If there was a way that you could improve your cash flow, would it interest you? And stop talking. Don't explain it. Don't go into the presentation you just saw. Just collect a yes. Get used to asking questions with posture where the smart answer is yes, and sort quickly. You don't have to have a long conversation. You don't have to explain. When you're new, that's our job. That's something that we do on your behalf. Does that make sense? You get to listen and learn and earn at the same time. Once you've piqued their interest, by the way, there are 3 keys to a successful peak, in my opinion. One is it's urgent. Sometimes what I figured out is cool networkers don't make any money. You got to be excited about what's happening to you. People will come to watch you burn if you light yourself on fire with excitement. And then at the same time, have the edification of the process and the partnership. Listen, I met a gentleman who is helping people increase their cash flow streams in 3 different ways. If I could put you in contact with him, I think magic would happen. How soon can you watch this 7-minute video to see if you qualify for an appointment? Right? We don't have to beg, we don't have to beg people to get on the other side of money. We just got to make sure that they are aware that there's a process, and then pass them to a tool. It's a person or thing other than you. One of my favorite tools, private Zoom. Private because you know who's coming and I know who's coming, and we also know who didn't come and who we need to reschedule with. Does that make sense? 7-minute video is my fallback for sorting. And I like these public Zooms like Money Making Monday. I like for this to be people's second look at what we do. so that coming out of your private Zoom, they just saw all these people. They just saw the people you knew. And after they see all these other people from other parts of the country, and then they get to the next one with Brian Bean on Wednesday, and it's so many people they can't even see themselves on the screen. It's like, oh, this thing is catching on. It gives us honor for the law of escalation. Make sense?
Excuse me,
Ready?
Mr. Hartnett. I'm sorry, we're live. Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yep.
I appreciate you. Everybody give it up for Gilletta Tyson for being our parliamentarian, keeping us on track.
Yes, thank you,
Yeah.
Mr. Tyson.
On the beat.
Right.
Oops.
It's Juju.
All right, hang on. Let me clean up my screen a little bit. And they're live now.
Yes. Yeah.
Why is this not showing up live? Let's go.
Platform. Ms. Cassandra Wooten, Goldsboro, North Carolina, welcome to the platform. Trevor, Chantel out of Norfolk, Virginia, welcome to the platform. All right, Miss Edwards out of Mississippi, welcome to the
Am I
platform.
sharing
Guys, give me a
sound?
few
Are you
more
okay?
before we transition over. Martha Kelly out of Texas, welcome to the platform, ma'am. Always a pleasure. The U.S. Virgin Islands, way to go. Welcome to the platform, guys. We're stressing this opportunity all across the country. We're excited. Ms. Harris out of Louisiana, welcome to the platform. Who else is out there? My good friend Eric Wilner, South Florida, welcome to the platform, sir. All right, good. Long Beach, California, Ms. Harris, welcome to the platform. Guys, give me a few more. Carmen out of Bowling Green, Kentucky, welcome to the platform. Miss Lawson out of Athens, Georgia, welcome to the platform. Guys, listen, let's go ahead and get started. Grab a pencil and paper. I need you to do that very seriously. Grab a pencil and paper, because if I've seen things that I didn't see before, you're going to see things that you didn't see before. Maybe you'll get a better understanding of this compensation plan. And I think many of us have absolutely missed it when it comes to how powerful this compensation plan is, how effective it can be in our lives and moving us forward. But we've got some experts tonight that are going to show you how this thing really works. A gentleman who's dissected it. I call him the professor. You're going to hear from him tonight. I'm telling you, he broke it down and he's going to share it with us tonight. Grab a pencil and paper before I bring on our first speaker tonight. So let's get to it. Once again, I'm here to introduce to you the president of MWR Financial. This gentleman, I tell you what, I've known him for we're going on 18 years now, 18 years. And he poured a lot into me the minute he met me 18 years ago and continues to pour into me. His forward-thinking leadership has helped make MWR Financial the fastest growing financial strategies company in the country. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please help me welcome to the platform, the president of MWR Financial, Mr. Ndamo Tosin.
Hey, Gerald, how are you, my friend?
If it gets any better, my friend, I won't be able to stand. It's so good to see you. And how them Lakers doing?
Hey, we got game one on the road, so we gotta keep it going. Absolutely. So you know my heart. So I believe purple and gold. But Gerald, I'll tell you, tonight is exciting. We talk about the Lakers, and we all know those guys on the floor are getting paid. And they getting paid within the confines of the structure that they have. But Gerald, what is so exciting is that a lot of people think, well, if you're not a big celebrity or some NBA star and God gifted you with those, and then think about how few he's gifted to be at that level, right, and blessed with. And do you realize that there are more people that can actually get paid like an owner, not just a player, but like an owner, like the owners get paid who pay the players? More people can achieve that than they can actually playing out there on the court. So, Gerald, don't you agree with that?
I totally agree. No question about it. And what they're going to see tonight, and really, and my eyes have been open, honestly, and I've looked at this compensation plan ins and out, but there are pieces that I really didn't see that this gentleman that you're going to be bringing on has shared, and he's opened the door for me, man. I'm like, what in the world? So you talk about the ability to generate that level of income as an owner, not just a player. We got it right here, my friend.
That's it. A lot of people think, I have to go get the lottery ticket and do all that kind of stuff to have it. What they don't realize, if they're at MWR, they have their ticket. And here's what's crazy, Gerald. Here's what's crazy. Our great CEO and founder made it so that you don't need a gazillion people to make big money here. It is a simple process that everybody can follow and do. And I think when you see how the layers are peeled back, and we have a dynamic person that's going to help us do that. But when people see tonight the real they see the full picture of the compensation plan, they're going to understand that, why, my goodness, I have these services. So MWR services are for you, and they're for your, immediate family, people that you know and care about, that want to be able to take advantage of increasing the cash flow out of their current income, and then learning how to then and have not really learning from an understanding point, but having the experts then multiply the cash flow they just helped you increase. But what makes MWR special is that most people, even if they increase their current cash flow by even $1,000, $2,000 even, it's not going to be enough to get them to where they want to be financially in a short period of time. You ask most people if they could, man, I'd like to be done in 10 years, 10 years or less, or 5 years or less, having to just work and grind it out every day, driving traffic every day. I get up at dark 30, I come back home at dark 30, those kinds of things. They don't want to do that. They want to be able to spend more time with their family. They want to have options, choices. They want freedom. That's what people want, is freedom. But unfortunately, that freedom comes with a cost in this country. And so typically you have to make more money. And I've never seen a company ever been a part of, that you can go out and literally put yourself in a position where you don't have to be the expert with the services that we have. The experts do that work. So you can build this with speed, and literally you learn how to leverage not only your time, and because a lot of us have to do it part-time and things like that, but you can leverage it with a bunch of other part-time people who are doing this out of the spare room in there. They do it part-time, so their spare time out of that spare room in their house, that they're able to do it wherever they are in the world. Wherever they want to be, they can build this business, and through leverage, which is what successful people, wealthy people, rich people have always understood. They learn how to use leverage. So when you leverage your time, all of a sudden, I get the same 24 hours that you do, Gerald, that we all do. But guess what? You leverage it so well, people look at, like, let's say someone like Bill Gates, and they go, man, he's one of the wealthiest persons on the planet. Yes. And in large part, you can go, because he started, Microsoft and did that whole thing. And that's true, Windows and all that stuff. But the other part that people miss is that, let's say Bill Gates has 100,000 employees working for him. And they work 40 hours a week for who? Their own benefit, because that's why they're going to work, so I can go do some of the things I want to do and take care of my family. Well, that 40 hours that they work times 100,000 employees, Gerald, that's 4 million hours of effort every single week. And Gerald, let me ask you, if you got paid on 4 million hours of effort every single week, do you think you'd make more than $30 an hour?
That's leverage, my friend.
That's leverage.
That's leverage.
That's leverage. And we get to do that here. That's what's so crazy. We get to do that here. So I think what you're going to see tonight, Gerald, and in fact, I know, because what happened, the person that we're going to bring up, he actually sent, our great CEO and founder, Mr. Brian House, and then myself, we saw the video of him doing a presentation on showing the comp plan and breaking it down from the comp plan trainings that we sent out to everybody, the PowerPoint presentation. But he did it so well, and it was so succinct. We said, you know what you're going to see going forward on these Monday calls, Gerald, as we go forward, you're going to see more and more that you're going to see what we're going to call our experts in the field leaders who are really out here building the business. You're going to see them tell everybody what to do and how to build the business and what they're doing to help everybody go faster, to help everybody be able to understand it better. Because Brian and myself, we're doing corporate functions and things like that, so we're not directly in the field building like that. So therefore, if we're trying to train you, you were giving you information that we know works, but you right now, they want to hear from you, Gerald. They want to hear from our number one income earner, Mr. Brian B. They want to hear from him. They want to hear, though, from other voices too that are out there making things happen. And that's what's going to happen tonight. You're going to hear from another voice. So let's do this, Gerald. I'm going to bring him up. We're going to bring up a person that I have a tremendous amount of respect for. He's been out here, building this business, but he has uniquely understands how to communicate a message that can help people see it. He talks in pictures and tells a story as he's talking to that's so relatable that you get to understand the information. information and able to apply it. So like you told everyone, Gerald, you need to get your pen and pads and paper ready so you can really take these notes. So look at, you're already ready. I see you, Gerald. You know how to come. And then that way you can be able to take this information, it'll transfer to you, and now you can transfer it to others and literally go out and literally change lives. So without further ado, I want to bring up a guy who hails from New York, but he's in Georgia. So he's from Georgia via New York. But that's none other than 5-star executive director, Dr. Sean T. Hill. How are you, my friend?
Twins. How about you?
Oh, no, I'm outstanding. I feel the same way. In fact, Sean, what's so unique about you, and this is what I want people to do, you started off building this business part-time, but you've now been able to leverage the efforts of others, as long as yourself, and now you are, I understand, full-time with MWR now. You've been able to have that freedom and be able to tell that job that you no longer need to go there every day. Is that correct?
Absolutely. 2 years, as a matter of fact, retired February the 3rd, 2021.
Look at that. Wow, that's outstanding. So I can't think of a better person, Gerald. Don't you agree with me that can, because you saw how this comp plan was broke down as well. Was that awesome?
It was incredible. Absolutely. You talk about peeling back the onion, really getting a chance to see the meat of this comp plan. When I saw what Mr. Hill did, Dr. Hill, I'm telling you, hey, that's why we call him the professor. I'm telling you, man. Oh, he broke it down. He broke it down. And guys, you're going to see that tonight. This is going to be phenomenal. When I say grab a pencil and paper, I'm so serious about this. You're going to want to take some notes on this. So you don't want to miss one piece of this training that we're going to get tonight from Dr. Hill.
So, well, then, Dr. Hill, what we're going to do is we're going to turn this platform over to you and allow you to do what you did and what you do. So with that, we're going to step aside and we'll be back at the end.
Okay, well, I appreciate you guys. I mean, anytime you can get that type of love from two gentlemen, I just have a tremendous amount of respect for. I mean, Gerald Parker, honestly, I feel like that's my uncle. I mean, everybody needs an uncle in their life like Gerald Parker. I mean, he always has those little succinct words of wisdom, and they always tend to come at the time that I need them. And Donald Tosin, man, your leadership, your mentorship, your friendship has been immeasurable this last 2+ years. And so I appreciate you guys. And guys, what's up, MWR family? I am extremely humbled. I didn't see this coming. I just got excited about the slides. When I saw the slide presentation that was sent out to some of the leadership team, I got so excited I had to share it with some people that I consider to be leaders as well, and help everybody understand what we have our hands on, because it actually reopened my eyes to what we have our hands on. And guys, just understand, we have the best comp plan in all of home-based business. I'm not saying it because I'm in this company. I'm in this company because I can say it. And it's been that way since day one. It has nothing to do with the updates. See, I was one of those people. I grew up in a small town. You guys heard Brooklyn, New York, a couple of buildings. You come out of my building, you go 1 mile to the left, you're in the city dumps. You go
Mr. Harding, can you hear us? Is the Zoom still live? Anybody else getting the freeze?
Yeah, it's a freeze here, so I'm just
Yes,
on
it's freezing
I'm
everywhere,
just
I
on
think.
Facebook now because
Definitely freeze.
If you go to Facebook, there it's still going.
yeah,
Switch over
it
to
hasn't
Facebook. I
stopped.
don't know what happened right here. Let's go. I'm gonna go over there too.
I had no idea what write my own ticket meant, but I figured if it meant getting wealthy, I wanted to do it as fast as I could. So graduated high school at 16, got an electrical engineering degree at 20 because they said that's where the money was. Pretty good. At 21, I realized I was amongst this large percentage of college graduates that never get a job in the field that they study. I'm pretty sure you guys know some people all degreed up, nowhere to go. And so it was odd job after odd job, and I was check to check. Then added 4 children to this. I don't know if you guys have children that get more expensive with every breath. I mean, we don't want to stop breathing, but if they could just take shorter breaths, that'd be helpful. Now I'm check behind check. And then over time, it was always so much more at the end of the money, it didn't even make sense to work. I don't know if you guys ever got to the 13th of the month and wondered, Lord, how am I going to get to the 30th? Now, if it's happened once or twice, it's okay. But let me tell you, when it's happening every 30 days, it's like hell on earth. And then they say, you fool me once, shame on you. You fool me twice, shame on me. I went back to the same people. I said, that didn't work. What do I do now? They told me go back to school. I don't know if you guys know some people have been in school so long we forgot what they were studying. Don't laugh at us professional students. It's the only strategy we have. But now I get a master's in math education, even though I never met a wealthy teacher. I got my second check as a high school math teacher because I didn't believe the first check. I thought they made a mistake. I thought they were going to put the rest of my money on the second check. The second check came looking worse than the first one. Had weird stuff on it like FICA and insurance. And that was the last day I listened to anyone who was not wealthy on wealth advice. But that was the first day I started seeking out people that were doing better than me. And it was business plan after business plan. I am actually a fan of home-based business. Where else can you go on the planet, invest less than $1,000 and have the potential to make hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not even millions? Nothing else even really promises that based on your sweat equity. And so I get really excited. And I've done business in home-based business for 20-something years. I won't say how many 20s, but it's a lot of years. Not until my best friend, Richard Harden, shared this with me. He and his brother, Chuck Harden, shared this business with me. And after a 4-minute conversation, 2 minutes, Richard told me what the experts did for him in his cash flow. 2 minutes, Chuck Harden told me what the comp plan was doing at that time. Just gave me a few highlights. I said, great, I'm in. They introduced me to my mentor, Brian Bean. And 86 days later, what I was earning from the comp plan of MWR matched what I was earning from the Board of Education here in Georgia. After 86 days. Since February the 3rd, as I shared earlier, 2021, I have been unemployed, unemployable, and mentally unfit to work for other people. Fast forward, late last year, I call up Mr. Brian House, our CEO, and I actually called Mr. Tolson first, and I said, I have a problem. They said, well, what's the problem? I have a problem with the comp plan. They was like, all right. I said, it pays too well residually. This is the laziest I've ever been because whether I travel and help people in other markets or not, this business pays the same. It's extremely lucrative residually. These guys added some bonuses to the already lucrative residuals that have blown our minds all across this company. And so, guys, I just want to share with you what I see so you understand what we have our hands on in terms of the business plan. Now, trust me, this business is as simple as we actually are able to create new business cash flow by introducing people to a team of financial experts that will help us increase our cash flow with our existing money. And then put those two things together, that new created cash flow and that increase in our current cash flow, and multiply that cash flow in passive income. The experts do all the work. Put this in your notes. DIY is great for my garden. It is terrible for my money. They do all the work for us. And all we have to do is expose people. When Mr. Bean taught me all we do is expose, my life changed. I didn't have to be a financial expert or a guru. I didn't have to sell anything. There was nothing to sell. All I had to do was find out if people were interested in increasing their cash flow, invite them to the Zoom or the living room, and let God sort them out. And so, guys, let me show you how it pays when we do this. I'm going to share my screen and just walk you through a handful of slides that were sent to me on the MWR cash flow opportunity. And so understand what we have our hands on, guys. It's the perfect business. We have everything we need to create, increase, and multiply our cash flow. But here's a few points about what we have. You now own a business that can pay for itself. It is willable, it is sellable, it is transferable, meaning you own an asset. It's only $249.97 to acquire this asset. And then after that, it's only $149.97 to use that membership with the team of financial experts who do all the work. Second point, You can become your own boss. Third point, you control your time and your income. If it is to be, it is up to me. Fourth point, you can work from anywhere on the planet. I share with my teammates. A lot of times they think they're texting me and I'm sitting here. Meanwhile, I'm texting them back from anywhere USA, and that normally has a beach attached to it. Why? Because I only need a cellular device or a laptop. It's a little bit of Wi-Fi or a cellular signal, and we can build a huge business. The experts are helping us reduce our taxes. This business plan helps us stay ahead of inflation. We're accelerating our debt elimination with our experts. They're accelerating our investments. They're accelerating our retirements. Guys, we get paid daily. Not only do we earn immediate income, but we earn residual income. Now, let's be clear. Guys, most people only know residual bills. Meaning, we get the bill, we cuss, we throw it in the bill pile, we just pay it. Well, here's the key to solving residual bills. It's residual income. See, I was only taught linear income. Linear income is I work 40 hours, I get a check. I work another 40 hours, I get another check. What happens if I don't work another 40 hours? No check. Well, that's stupid. I'm gonna start a business. I'm gonna do your taxes. I'm gonna sell your house. I'm gonna cut your yard. I'm gonna do your nails. I'm gonna do your hair. I get a check. I'm gonna do it again. I get another check. What happens when pandemic says it's quarantine? Everybody gotta stay inside. No check. Guys, we built this business during quarantine. This business is recession and quarantine proof. Everything we're sharing, most of what we did, we literally did it on Zooms and StreamYard and these platforms that we've been using online. We were so happy when we finally got an opportunity to see one another, but we've been building business for over a year and a half. And so with that being said, we also put ourselves in a position, oh, and by the way, my mentor said, you're gonna have bills coming into your life every 30 days, regardless of what's going on. You gotta create an income that's gonna come into your life every 30 days, regardless of what's going on. And when that residual income is greater than those bills, we're free. Because why do most people go to work? To pay the bills. So if the bills are already paid, why would you go then? You must really like it. And so now, in addition to residual income, you get to incorporate leverage. And a lot of people miss what we mean when we're talking about leverage. See, a lot of you guys, I saw you sharing. I saw you all sharing. You were sharing this with your friends all over social media, and they get to have they get to hear the same conversation you're hearing, but you're not the one sharing it. That's leveraging talent. Some people are not going to be able to be on the actual Zoom or be at the event, but they're able to send guests to it. That's leveraging time. And then you start building a network, and now you're getting paid on work that you're not doing. You're leveraging efforts of other people. Guys, in business and in money, we are either leveraging or we're being successfully leveraged. I choose both. And so with that being said, when you start talking about payouts and you start talking about money, I want you to understand when you get started in our business, you are now what's called a qualified financial director. We're going to call that QFD forever because we're not going to keep saying qualified financial director. You get enrolled and you get the membership. And when you do both, that's the $100 enrollment and the $149.97 membership. You do both, and now you get 3 points. Every membership we sign up is 3 points. Now you're active and qualified. The opposite of that is inactive and unqualified. You look at your business center, on the first screen, it'll tell you that you're active and qualified. If not, there's a number you can call, or there's a space in your business center you can go to and fix that. So that now the experts are still going to work and you never miss a check. But now we're in a position where we can start generating customer bonuses, meaning somebody is going to want a team of financial experts that are helping us increase and multiply our cash flow. Is it okay if they go through your website to get the membership? Of course it is. every time that happens, you're gonna earn a $40 customer bonus every single time. Now, when you get to your 10th customer, you're gonna start generating a 10% residual. So think about it. 10 customers at $149.97 a month is $14.99.70, almost $1,500. At 10%, that's $149.97 a month to you. So that alone would pay for your membership. But get this, after the first 3 customers you referred, your membership was free anyway. So somebody type in the chat, profit. Because the key to the business is to make sure everybody is profitable. We put ourselves in a position to become profitable with customer bonuses, but there's another way. It's called sponsor bonuses and momentum bonuses. Here's how it works. Let's just say somebody says, you know what, I want to start getting paid these referral bonuses. Great. Is it okay if they go through your website and become a QFD? Of course. Every time that happens, you earn a $50 sponsor bonus. But now, you help 3 people get started in your first 30 days. It's not just $150, because that's 50 plus 50 plus 50. They're going to add a $150 momentum bonus because success loves speed. And so now you're at $300, and most people don't even know the order of the words of the company. They still say an RWM. But yet, they have a ROI, which means they've gotten their return on investment. Somebody type ROI in the chat. I just want to burn a few things on your brain, right? And so here's the thing. We help them get their 3. Put this in your notes. 3 who get 3. Just like each one teach one, now we have each 3 teach 3. And so we put ourselves in a position where if you help those 3 sign up 3 QFDs in their first 30 days, which would happen within your first 60 days, you just added $450 more in momentum bonus. Pretty good. You're at $750, still figuring out the name of the company. Now, you help those 3 get their 3, and that happens in their first 30 days. That'll land in your first 90 days. You'll see an additional $900 bonus. So this momentum bonus can be as high as $1,500 total, meaning you just earned $1,650 just because you became an expert at exposing people to the information and teaching them how to keep it simple and expose people to the information. Sponsor and momentum bonuses are important because they drive our daily guaranteed residual income. So let's just say Dana, Martina, and Sean got started in business. Each of them are 3 points apiece. They're all QFDs, and you have actually signed up an outside customer, meaning somebody just said, you know what? I just want the membership. So you have 3 QFDs and 1 MWR customer. Now you're called an executive director. Everybody celebrates, but now you immediately start generating $5 a day, which is $150 every month. Guys, put this in the chat. Self-funding. See, first question you should ask is, how do I get a return on my investment? The very next question you should ask is, how do I make this business pay for itself? Our mentor Brian Bean said, the business that pays for itself will always be in business. Can't wait for you guys to get taught by him. He's the #1 earner in the company. Now, watch this. Now that you're found another way to be profitable, because you either got it the customer way, or you got it the daily guarantee way, or both. Now, when your team starts sharing the business with people, you start growing a network that can pay you as high as $15,000 a day. That's $450,000 a month. Guys, I know people in my former profession that could work 10 years and not earn $450,000. And there will be people in the MWR business that are going to receive that every month. Then, but I'm gonna tell you the honest to God truth. This is what got me started. Chuck Harden got on the Zoom with us, and he said, all I'm gonna say is, you get 12 business partners, they're gonna pay us $600 a month.
I said, wait a second, say that again. He said, they start paying $20 a day at 12 team members. I said, you mean tell me they paying $50 every month per team member? I'm in. And that's what got me started after a 2-minute conversation. But here's why I got excited. Always talk to my family and anybody who would listen about generating a 6-figure income. And they told me I could get that accomplished with less than 500 people on the team. Now, don't get confused by the numbers. You're not going to know everyone that's working on your business team. Again, leverage. This is all leveraged income. It's going to get to a point in your business where most of your money is not going to come from your efforts. Guys, that's what's called great money. Don King said, if you can count your money, you ain't got no money. You're not supposed to know where it's all coming from. You're supposed to know where it goes. And so now you're putting yourself in a position to generate income on a part-time basis that starts to rival the income that you're generating on a full-time basis. Because here's what I know. If I don't know, it's very few people that are watching this right now that don't see your freedom number somewhere on the screen. Meaning, if that amount was hitting your account every day, every month, or every year, you would be in a position where you'd be making some serious decisions. See, I already foresee some of you are going to be calling into work saying, I got eye problems. I can't come in today. And they're like, what's wrong with your eyes? I can't see myself working there anymore. You're going to have options. Some of you are going to continue to go where you go to work because you love it. But imagine driving to work knowing your mortgage is already paid. Knowing that you're going to work just to do the work because you were already on assignment, not because you got to pay bills. And so now you put yourself in a position, guys, where you start generating performance bonuses. Once you're a 2-star executive director, meaning you've helped 3 find 3, you're a 2-star executive, now some amazing things start happening. They start counting how many people come in your business every week. And if it's 6 or more, they'll pay out $300 that week. The following week on a Monday, you see $300 hit your account. You can track this in your back office with our weekly performance bonus tracker, where when you clock into the business center, it's already telling you how many more you need to qualify for your next bonus. That kicks in at 2-star executive director. It's based on your enrollment team. I won't go into too much detail, but sometimes people will pop up in your business because someone thought enough of your business to help it along by dropping people in your network. It's advantageous for everybody. Those folks don't count towards your performance bonus. If you don't understand it, don't worry about it. Most of this stuff you'll understand when you do the work and you see it in your business center. When it starts showing up in your check, that's when you'll understand it fully. And so we have a strategy called 3 weeks to 3-star executive director. It's really this simple. Host a private Zoom. Ask your expert, will you speak to some people on my behalf? Invite as many people as you can, either to that Zoom or that living room, as quickly as you can. Within the first 7 days, if you can mess around and knock out 2 of them, schedule 2 times. Why? Because you schedule 1 within the next 24 to 48 hours. Well, some people are going to say, oh man, I can't make that one. It's so soon. When's the next one? And you'll already have the date scheduled with your expert. You invite as many people as you can to the Zoom to get the information. You put them on the Zoom or put them in the room and we'll get you 3. Well, here's the thing. When these 3 people get started, you're excited because you have 3 new people in your business. We're excited because this is 3 new private meetings we can do for them. And so we're going to help them do the same thing. So this is what just happened. You just earned a $40 customer bonus, $150 sponsor bonus, $150 momentum bonus. You just earned $340 still saying RWM. It's still MWR. Now, here's what's exciting. You got your outside customer, your daily guaranteed residual kicks in, earning 5 a day, $150 a month. You just added $1,825 annually to your personal account. Really good. We're going to show them how to do the same thing the second week. Well, what just happened? Well, guess what? because it's still within your 60 days, but you help 3 get their 3. Well, now some other bonus, your new $450 momentum bonus just kicked in. So now you're at $790 in total bonuses, and you're just getting started. But now your daily guarantee residual just went to $20 a day, $600 a month, $7,300 a year. I'm going to stop right there for a second. I want you to understand really quickly. We show a lot of big money, but you mess around and get excited about the money along the way, and this thing runs a lot faster. And so this will give you some perspective. For those of y'all that are saying $20 a day, that ain't no money. $7,300 a year, that ain't no money. I'll tell you what, let's do what I like to call the pay raise challenge. And what I want you to do is I want you to get on social media, and I want you to go in the human resources office and ask them immediately for a $7,300 pay raise or else. And I need you to record it because I need to see how fast they get back to your desk with that box. I'm just saying, nobody's giving out $7,000 pay raises right now. And if you are blessed to be working somewhere where they're doing that, God bless you. But now here's what's exciting for us. It's still only 12 people. We found 12.
Now that's going to jump to
Fixed bonuses in place. Because guess what? You were
$1,500 a month. Got $18,250 extra a year in any household is a lifestyle change. I double dog on dare you not to change anything about your lifestyle, not to get some type of financial relief with an extra $18,000 coming into your home. But guys, this is just 40 people, including yourself, 39 people just joined your volunteer army. Everybody's going after their own goals and dreams. And now you're in a position where you're generating an extra $18,000. You're a 3-star executive director. And guys, that 3-star executive director, some extra bonuses kick in. You're like, what, more? Yeah, absolutely more bonuses, because this is where the leadership bonuses kick in. So now when you sponsor people and you're a 3-star executive, you don't earn $50. You earn 50 plus 30, which is an $80 bonus. And every pin rank that you get promoted going forward is an extra $10. So for instance, 5-star executive directors, when they personally sponsor someone, that's a $100 bonus. When someone on their team, this is the fun part, when someone gets started in your business that you do not know, you earn a $50 bonus. When you're a regional director or a 2-star regional director, it just goes up $10 more, guys, which is amazing. $110 a person as a regional director is phenomenal. $60 every time strangers get started is incredible. Imagine being a 5-star regional director. Number one earner, $150 a person, $100 per person that come into your network that you do not know. But yeah, Sean, but in a lot of those companies, man, they got those gotchas, you know. What happens if I help people, you know, get to the level that I'm at? You know, in a lot of companies, guys, you don't want people to get to the level that you're at because you see no more money. I remember in my practice company, I got promoted to the highest, one of the higher positions in the company. But at the same time, I did what you're supposed to do. Not only did I help somebody get promoted to the same position, I helped somebody else get promoted to that position as well. All 3 of us got promoted in the same weekend. It was an exciting weekend, but there was nothing exciting about that pay. Here's how our company fixes that. We have something called split leadership bonuses. So let's just say you're a 5-star executive and you help me get to executive director, 3-star executive director. I'm starting to earn my $30 bonuses. But guess what? Every time I earn a $30 bonus, the other $20 comes straight to you. But here's the key. At a 3-star executive director, I probably have some 2-star executive directors that's going after their performance bonus without us. I'm a 3-star executive director. I'm doing my own presentation. I'm sitting down with people. I'm sharing this cash flow conversation. I'm doing all of the things that my mentors did to help me get the 3-star executive director. This money is coming to you for work that you had nothing to do with. And so now you're seeing all of these different types of bonuses. Guys, put this in your notes. This is the best advice I can give you. When you have to research where your check came from, it's a good check. We call that what you want. And so with that being said, I think they covered all the bases. I thought they covered all the bases, but now we had a few more bases. They had to expand our vision. Guys, understand, once our mind is expanded, it never goes back to its original state. And so understand, when you're a 3-star executive director, again, you got about 39 people in your network, including you. That's 40 people in your network, theoretically. If just 2 of them enrolled someone every day, just 2, that would be 60 total team QFDs that month. Guys, that would be $60 a day in leadership bonuses rolling to you. You just added an extra $1,800 on top of the $1,500 that you were already earning in residual income. Put this in your notes. When your bonuses are more than your residuals, now you're in production. That's when we start realizing we have some work to do. You know, I was one of those folks, again, I told them these residuals are so sweet, it's hard to go to work. But when you see in your face that just 2 people a day enrolling can bring $1,800, which is more than what I would have earned if I was a 3-star executive director, it inspires different work. Well, guys, the only difference between ordinary and extraordinary is just that little extra. What if instead of 2 QFDs, what if it was 3? That's 90 QFDs a month. You're making $90 a day in leadership bonuses. It's $2,700 a month. What if it's 10? That's 300 QFDs total. 300 a day is $9,000 a month, just because 10 QFDs are coming into your business every day. And so the name of the game is how many independent leaders are building business in your book of business. No more of this everybody see, come ye, hear ye, come listen to me speak. No, we teach you how to fish so you can eat forever. We're gonna put you in a position where we give you some simple language once you're ready for it in leadership. And so we're putting people in a position where they can write their own check, which in turn helps you get your bonuses to a level that are ridiculous. And this is not even counting split leadership bonuses. And so we're not even talking about all those other books of business that are happening all around your business. We're just talking about simple ways to generate new income. Guys, I can go on and on and on, but I'm going to stop right there and bring back Mr. Gerald Parker and Mr. Ndamo Tosin, because I'm so blown away. I'm just ready to get to work.
But man, listen, hey Dom, that's why we call him professor, a skilled, trained, doctorate degree math teacher. This is the numbers guy. He sees it clearly. Sean, once again, wow, incredible job, my friend.
Thank you.
This is amazing.
No, that's now I see why our great CEO and founder said on Ndamo, man, you got to get Sean on this platform to do what he did, because it was powerful, because you broke it down for people to clearly understand what they have. And that's it. And what's crazy, because think about this, because Sean, even the way you broke it down with when you do 3 who get 3, and you do that in a 90-day period of time, and how they can do that. But do you realize there are people that have done it in 3 days? They may take 3 weeks, 3 months, or if you took 3 years, that's still that extra money. That's incredible. You talk about $18,000 in income every year. You couldn't do that. You couldn't extra. They wouldn't get that kind of advancement in their job in a 3-year period of time. So here's what's crazy about that. when you look at that, like you said, a team size of 40, and you were talking about just people coming in every day just from the leadership bonus. This is what's crazy. And I had forgotten that Sean, actually, we have to thank Sean. So everybody put in the chat, put some thank you hands, some prayer hands, or some thank you, because Sean did come to us and had a conversation with me, had it with Brian. Brian and I got our heads together and said, you know what? He's right. We don't have the comp plan, even though it's rewarding people incredibly well. From a residual standpoint, those jumps in between, especially as you move up the comp plan, take a long time to get to the next level. And there's no reward to do it, so people can get comfortable. So here's what's crazy. When you are 3-star, 3 who get 3, you get 3, that means you have 39 people on your team. If you count yourself, that's 40. So if you were talking about, like, say if 5 people came in a day, or let's say 10, I think you mentioned 10. And if I had 10 people coming in a day, so that means out of the 40, that means 1 out of every 4 brought somebody in a day. So I don't need all 40. That's 10 of my 40 brought somebody in one day. But if I had 10 a day, that means the very next day, help me with this math, because 3rd grade was the best 3 years of my life. So just help me make sure I got this here, Dr. Hill. 40 plus another 10 means the next day I'll have 50 people in my organization, right?
Yeah.
So then if those 50, if only 10 came in out of those 50, I'd be, I would hear there's another, what was that, $900? What do we have there? Bring that slide up, Martina, so we can see that. That just blew my way. Yeah, bring that part of that slide up, because this is crazy.
The $9,000 a month.
Right, this is getting to the $9,000 a month if I had 10 people coming in every day. But here's what's crazy about it. When people think, I know they go, my goodness, 10 people a day, but look what your organization is doing. You went from 50 to 60 to 70 to 80 to 90 to 100 and so on. Every single day it's growing. And so then you start looking at that $9,000 that is on top of your residual income.
Yeah.
That $9,000 that has nothing to do with any performance bonuses you may have earned as well. This starts to get kind of fun. Yeah. This starts to kind of now change the perspective on things. And like Gerald, I told you, you know, back in my building era, I literally, well, this is what we did. We said, hey, make that take care of your household, that money, and then bank the residuals. Right. Ooh, and see here, back then it was just bank them. I had nothing else to do with them. You put them in the bank, what are we going to do? But now you go, now take those residuals and let that money start getting multiplied. Woo! This is how you get on the other side of money. This is how you change everything for you and your family. And I'm telling you, Dr. Hill, the way you laid it out tonight, people have to, I know they truly understand what they have a hold of. Gerald, I know you have something to say too.
Well, I mean, what I think about, Don, when you talk about, you know, when in your building area, right? In your building area, if you had this compensation plan, what sort of income would you have made? This is the most unbelievable compensation plan ever created. I mean, Dr. Hill has laid it out. This is amazing. You talked earlier about self-funding, how quick we can do that. And I want people to understand the power of leverage, right? The other thing you mentioned is your freedom number. Choose your number. Listen, everything is in place to help you get there. This is achievable. This is doable. And the other thing that really closes all of this for me is the fact that this thing is sellable, it's transferable, it's willable. What you're building now, you can lead to your children.
Right.
That's the beauty of it. And that's the beauty of what we're doing. None of this work is in vain here. So it is absolutely worth it.
Okay, now listen to this, Gerald.
And you know what else? And one other note, as powerful as the DCA is, as powerful as the PRA is, as amazing as land banking is, not in any part of my consultation did anybody say if I put $150 in a month, I could get back $15,000 a day.
Sean, talk your shit, Sean.
Right, that wow, that's a lot. But Gerald, you said something here, and this is what's crazy. I wonder, Mr. House and I, do you realize in the building era that I was in, that you saw what I did, like you always used to say, I saw it with my own eyes. Yes, do you realize we had 3,577 people join our business from 0 to 6 months? 3,577, like QFDs, if you will. joined our business in that period of time. So Gerald, that would have put me with just the points, that would have put me in this comp plan. And I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna tell you the check I got for that in that 6 months. In this comp plan, that would put me at $1,500 per day. So that's $500,000 a year. But watch this, Gerald. This is what's crazy. But remember, in the January of 2000, what would that be? 2008. We had 1,656 people join our business in one calendar month. Now, Gerald, watch this, 1,600. So let's say, just keep math easy, 1,600, watch this. If all I was doing was getting $10, that would be 16,000. If I was getting, but let's say because I was at that rank, and it was, let's say I was average $20 because I was getting 10s and some 20s and some 30s and some 40s. Are you with me? But I just used the $20. That's $32,000 just in that bonus money on top of the 45,000. So we're talking about over $76,000 in income. And you know the check I got for that, everyone? It was 12,500 and some change.
Wow.
That's how significantly better this comp plan is. But you know why it's this good? Not only do we have people like yourself, Sean, and Gerald, and all of our other great leaders, but here's why. Because Brian House and I always have been building in the field. And we know what it takes to build a significant business. We know what's required. And so we built a company and a comp plan to have, that's why it has no gotchas, because it's exactly what we would have wanted to use in our building era. And that's why it's laid out here. So you don't have a CEO that just knows how to run a business and then started a network marketing company. You don't have a CEO that doesn't understand how to run a traditional business and a network marketing business. So he has both of those under his belt and has become independently wealthy before he ever started a network marketing company. So he understands what to do with your money. And you have a CEO telling you what to do, what he does with his money. Here's what you do, and has laid it out for people to be able to experience that. Where else can you get that?
Nowhere.
Hey, I said, Dr. Hill, I got our problems right now.
And you know, it's crazy. I haven't clue because look what I'm looking at. I'm looking at two people who came to MWR and were working for someone, not for yourselves. And both of them are now retired, have been retired for a couple of years, 100% doing the income from MWR. And one of them, well, I know you've been able to get a second home. And so I don't know if you're in South Florida right now or if you're up in North Carolina right now, Gerald Parker, but you're in one of those places. You bounce back between the two and being able to live something that was always a dream for you. Sean, you wanted to be able to have freedom earlier than later, and now you have that, so you get to be on the beaches of the world and people don't even know you're there because you just get in front of a laptop and you do this. Are you kidding me? I don't have anything else to say. Has never been anything like MWR. So if you, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to know what lightning in a bottle looks like, because you know, if you catch it, it changes everything. You just witnessed what lightning in a bottle looks like. Sean Hill broke down why it's lightning in a bottle.
Dr. Hill, you stretched our vision tonight, my friend. And I'm grateful for that. And my prayers are that everyone who participated tonight saw clearly the picture that you painted. And this is no shot in the dark. There's no guesswork at this, and Donald. This is real. This is doable. This can happen. This is achievable. You look at the top income earner. Sean, you mentioned Brian Bean, $1,000 a day. And I say to people, just imagine for a moment, what sort of lifestyle has he created for himself with $1,000 a day, $30,000 a month? You see it, but what could your life look like when you're making that kind of money? What sort of impact can you have? That's what this is all about, man. And that's the beauty of it. We got a way to do it now.
Look at that. And think about what Brian B., you're talking about him. When he first came to MWR, Bean Acres was just a thought and a dream.
That's it.
And he's realizing his dream.
Right, yes.
And got bought in, and was able to purchase an asset because of the consistency of income, with that residual income coming like clockwork every single day. And here's what's great about it: every day. It comes every day, including holidays, including weekends. And in a leap year, you'll get paid 366 times, not 365. So it's every day. So that consistency of that, and he was able to acquire an asset that now brings him even more money because the assets build money for it. We're seeing this whole, and we could go on and on and on. We have so many leaders we could talk about that things are changing. Yes, Sean.
And here's the thing. If you guys said in order to generate this type of income, I had to dunk on a 20-foot goal, I wouldn't seen it.
Right.
What's exciting about this is everybody can do it. Everybody.
That's it.
I mean, there's no more excuses, no more glass ceilings. The computer promotes you. The computer says, if you get these QFDs and these customers, we convert it to these points and we convert that to this cash. It doesn't get any better than that.
Powerful.
And so on that note, I'm going to just tell you all, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us. I just pray that you took tremendous notes and that you leverage the talents of a Sean Hill, Dr. Hill, leverage the talents of a Gerald Parker and the leaders that you have there. Do that. And I will tell you, we will not only see you on the beach at the top and on the beaches of the world, because we'll see you in both of those places. And you want to know why I know that'll be happening? Because we're already seeing Sean when retired, he says he's on the beaches of the world. We're going to see you there because you can afford it. You have freedom. But you know where else we're going to see you? At the bank. And you know something about the MWR Bank. You all know it. They don't just count our money, they weigh it. Have a great evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
They
Excellent,
sleep.
excellent, excellent.
Rich, everybody else sleep. And they go. Everybody goes.
Yeah, I was just waiting for this. It's like, well,
Still awake.
no, I was just waiting to celebrate. It's like for real. It's
What
like,
up, Daryl?
y'all got to remember, we can't take for granted. We got the best team, got the best leadership. We can't have everybody else quoting our team getting to the top. So let's go out here and take advantage of this thing. Let's take the theory off the paper, put it in the bank. Y'all ready?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
well,
sir.
with that, I wasn't gonna keep y'all long. I just wanted to watch it with you. Like, it's one thing, like that's the worst thing about lives is all you can see is people's comments. You can't see their face, right? But it's like, watch this. Take a mic drop. I bet.
Mic drop.
There you go. Awesome. Any questions before I close out for the night? That's all I just say, go write your number down and get it in your mind, and let's go get your number in your bank. All right. Begin with the end in mind. Begin with the end in mind. Let's go.
Hey,
Yes,
go.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night,
Thank
y'all.
you.